Hello and welcome to the Swine Brothers Show, episode 98 for July 29th, 2016. That's a lot of numbers. If you'd like to get in contact with the show, you can email us at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers and Twitter is SwineBros666. I am your host, Elliot Lindemood, joined by my usual co-host.
I am the Jim. I am antisocial 100% and hypnomaniac 100%.
And Vladimir Putin.
And Rommel.
And Kennedy.
And John F. Kennedy. I don't know how I managed that fucking...
Yeah, I don't. We also have Eric here as well.
Yeah.
And keep in mind...
I'm watching them sodomize all of human morals or whatever.
And keep in mind, antisocial disorder means you are fucking criminally minded. You have no care for any type of, morals, ethics, or any of that. You just like to maim.
With how much purity, Jim?
100% purity and antisocial.
And 0% purity in anything else.
Yeah, 0% purity in everything else. I am the corrupter. So I'm surprised I actually care about things 33% of the time. I guess, animals and metal are, pretty good.
I need to take that. If you don't know what we're talking about, you don't need to know. It's an insight.
I was taking a bunch of shallow vapid tests that were on this one website, on Facebook, and annoying people.
Yes, and apparently he's also a Amon Mars.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no blast beats, but there's some really damn good songs he wrote. I'm Behemoth, so I'm satanic and evil. Yes, we were taking, he took more, but I took some tests. And, yes. I'll be doing that tonight.
And my liberty was at 97%, so, it was 0% purity. That just means I am Lucifer himself. Come free yourself from the confines.
Yay. Everyone, look for the spaceship.
Follow the spaceship.
So today's...
God, that is such an old joke with my friends. I'm glad I told you that one.
Yes, Heaven's Gate. Actually, I saw a documentary on Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, and while it was going popular, everyone was like, Jim, did you do this?
Yes. So today will be more of a lighthearted one. Episode 99 will be whatever, I don't know, and then episode 100 will be a very heavily political one, as it's our 100th episode.
Yeah, and we got the presidential bullshit coming up. So we'd like to fucking discuss, how shitty it is that everything's going down the way it will.
Yeah, but we were gonna do it today, but I was like, let's wait for the 100th. That's my excuse rather than my actual excuse. So this will be more of a metal-centric, and so if you don't like metal, watch it anyway, because we need
You need to learn. Because story number 1. Metal Hammer readers vote Baby Metal as the best album of the 21st century.
Now, last time we did Slipknot's Iowa, that was apparently Metal Hammer writers.
That was actually just number 3 on the list. They said it made the top 10.
But Metal Hammer clarified that it was Metal Hammer writers that picked Slipknot's Iowa to be number 1. This is fans themselves. Yeah.
It shows fans of that magazine have no idea what metal is. I actually like Baby Metal. Yes, they're nice if I want that sugary cuteness, but fuck, they are not metal. They are pop rock.
I guess if you have some sort of child fetish or something.
Maybe, I don't know. I am the corrupter. And I got that one chick telling me, I was her first experience, and all I did was make out with her and eat her out, a couple times. I didn't even penetrate her or anything like that. And, she's blaming me for giving her the BDSM fetish, which we didn't even play with. All these things we didn't even play with, she's blaming me for, including her taste in men.
I have to say about Metal Hammer, they occasionally talk about good bands, but that's, I only really like the one guy who talks about black metal. Other than that, it's pretty crap. as far as it's just maybe if you have like some sort of child fetish, but I just never understood baby metal. I mean, and I'm not averse to pop rock. I like some if it's good. It never did anything for me.
And this did something for me. It's weird. It puts weird images in my brain.
Jim's just a pedophile.
Shh.
I was wondering how you're gonna react to that. Shh, don't tell anyone, damn it.
In a Metal Hammer poll, Baby Metal's debut album was voted as the greatest album of the 21st century.
Oh, God, really?
In the latest issue of Metal Hammer, we celebrate the best music of the 21st century by counting down the best 100 albums released since January 1st, 2000. Our list was chosen by a panel of critics, bands, and fans, resulting in Slipknot's Iowa being named as the greatest album. Of course, when the news hit the internet, there was outrage, and the Metal Hammer Facebook page was awash with metalheads arguing about which album truly deserves the top spot.
Archgoat Apocalyptic Triumph Hater, whatever it's called.
Oh, God. I haven't really dabbled much past 2000, so I can't even really fucking say.
But you know there are better metal. Well,
okay, just off the top of my head, I know that fucking Slayer's fucking God Hates Us All is way up there.
Behemoth's The Satanist.
I mean, it's not even Slayer's best album, but damn, it's still much better than most of the shit listed.
To hell with God. I don't even know what's listed. I didn't even look.
I'll tell you at the end, because at the end of the article.
Yay!
The top 10 anyway. I'm not going to go through the full 100 because they don't have the full 100 AMP. I don't want to eat that.
I'll look for it, but the top 10 would be interesting.
So we asked you. We placed a. You didn't ask me.
No, you didn't ask me either.
A poll on the Hammer site asking your opinion on the album you think is the greatest album in the past 16 years, which is still presumptive because it's 16, not even a quarter of a century. And we can now reveal that the internet has voted for Baby Metal's self-titled debut album as the number one. It's pop rock. God.
Yeah, if they would just stop using the word metal all the time, I would stop, butchering them. I mean, because I'm capable of leaving them alone. It's just that they always use the word metal. If you always use the word metal and you're not metal, yes, I'm going to make fun of you.
The sad part is, if I remember, he who will not be named did a translation of one of the interviews for us on the Metalgate show, and he was like, yeah, they said that they know that they're pop rock. They said that the only metal they know is like one or two songs from the newer the brand new, this current year kind of fucking Metallica shit.
Yes, that's I still haven't verified it because I don't.
And even in Japanese media, they're being touted as pop rock stars. It's here in the West that we get this barrage of people calling them metal, because they're raised on a fucking pop star farm. Literally, that's where they came from.
It was funny listening to the book about the band Anvil, and Anvil is one of those studs and leather, heavy metal bands, and they go over to Japan, and studs and leather in Japan are seen as actually very boy bandish. So they were seen as a boy band in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Japan has some pretty sick bands. I'll have to send you some links.
Like I said, these girls were raised on a fucking pop star farm. And the one thing that these farms do is they pay a lot of money for promotion everywhere that they can promote them, because they're investing a shit ton of money raising these people to be well choreographed, have the right voice, blah, 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 blah. So this is all just commercialism hitting us. They need to be promoted as, you know, what will hit. And they're thinking, oh, well, calling them metal will fucking sell better in the States instead of being honest like they are pretty much in Japan, calling them fucking pop stars.
Because if you think about it, the U.S. is overrun with pop bands, and no one wants to hear a Japanese pop band. But if we say that it's taking metal to a new level, or taking metal to a new audience or whatever, then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you'll get metal pages on it, and then of course, oh god, yeah, but then of course you'll get people like me, you know.
In the Metal Hammer Top 100, Baby Metal's album came in at number 92. Shouldn't even qualify because it's not metal, but okay.
Oh, they didn't look who won number one.
Yeah, that's not even metal either. Fucking Iowa. Fucking God. It's alt rock. These people don't know their fucking shit. Anyway.
And look, and God, it's so sad to see how far Metal Hammer's fallen. I mean, it used to be such a good magazine too.
Yeah. It was one of the ones I think that was saying that, like, you know, you go to a metal concert and there's racists fucking everywhere. This is back in the fucking...
I'm talking about a long time ago.
I'm talking a long time ago whenever it was in fucking, you know, print. Like, you know, I went up to the newsstand and bought it. This was one of those magazines that was pushing that idea when I was fresh, and then I learned, oh yeah, there aren't a bunch of racists everywhere. Certain bands, yes, but you know,
the coverage of bands was pretty good as far as like it championed Dark Throne before anyone knew who the hell Dark Throne was. You know, no one knew the black metal scene, and then I mean they still have some good. That's what I hate about Metal Hammer. They still have that one good writer who talks about black metal and knows his shit. He's not a neo. I mean, he knows his stuff, and just I guess you're right. Some people have got to. He also wrote a great book called Black Metal Evolution of the Cult. I guess you're right. People have to pay their
bills. What we should
but
do is start up our own fucking publication and hire the best authors from each of these sites that are just working for a paycheck and offer them the same money that they get, if not more, to do it for us. And then we would have the best metal publication ever.
We would have the ultimate metal fucking publication. Yes. Crowdfund that.
Once we get better ideas going, yes, maybe.
Yeah.
So to see it skyrocket to the top of the poll came as something of a surprise. Baby Metal have been on a Fox God guided rocket into the stratosphere since the release of this album 2 years ago, having played every major British rock festival, headlined Wembley Arena, and are currently preparing to play to 110,000 people across 2 nights at the Tokyo Dome in September.
They were hitting the stratosphere before they ever had an album out. I remember listening to speculate, and I didn't know who the hell they were. I just thought the name was stupid, but I was like, "Oh, this baby metal band, yeah, they're pretty big. No, they don't have an album out yet." And then I heard them, and I was just like, wow. I mean, I think it's because I'm not really into like the Japanese rock or J-pop or whatever. I'm more into, you know, like I don't want to say not American, but like power pop, which is actually more prevalent in Europe.
I mean, you had massive promotion before they even had an album out. Keep in mind that's just a sign of the Japanese pop farm.
Yeah,
they want their money back, so they're going to dump everything they can to get it all back and more. It's all about corporate over there. Whenever you get involved with that shit, and they're actual underground bands, which some have been decent. I forget fucking names right now. I remember hearing a couple that were decent. Couldn't make out a word they were saying, obviously Japanese, but they were like fucking screaming and fucking. It sounded like they were about to fucking just obliterate everything in their paths in a grand fucking samurai fashion, and gut themselves whenever they came close to death.
Yeah, Japanese hardcore is known for its being brutal. You don't like it, but Japan is a very good slam death scene with actual talented bands, not just bands who, you know, groove along. actual interesting and talented bands who write decent songs. I'll have to look up more bands, but yeah, there's some great bands in Japan. It's just
Regardless of what you think of the Japanese phenomenon, you can't ignore their impact. God, it can only go south from here.
I ignored the Japanese phenomenon until someone showed me he wasn't a member of the Japanese phenomenon. He's an old hardcore head who had these old Japanese hardcore bands from the 80s, SOB, Swankies, was it Auto, Confuse, and he was showing me these things. I'm just like, this is the most brutal shit I've ever, Jism, whatever. This is the most brutal shit I've ever heard. I love it. So I didn't know anything about the Japanese phenomenon, and everyone knows I'm more Scandinavian than Japan.
And it looks like they've won over a lot of metalheads across the world. Posers. They've won over a lot of posers. Maybe a few metalheads, yes, but I doubt they would vote for them.
I think a lot of metalheads. I think a lot. I mean, you like it. I know some other metalheads like it, not for metal, but for what it is.
Mm-hmm. It is fucking pop rock. It's got distorted guitars. They got like a fucking growling, screaming thing on occasion, but there is no challenge to the lyrics. It's like, oh yeah, stop bullying. Okay, that's your entire message of this song. No fucking challenge. No nothing. I mean, my metalhead self sitting there listening to it, still trying to find a challenge to myself. It's like, oh, yeah. You know what? I'm a better person because I was bullied. So fuck you and your message of stop bullying.
Yep. I like I said, I was never really into the Japanese thing. I got into like European history and literature and things, and Vikings and things like that.
Anyways, here's the top 10 albums.
Okay, go.
Baby Metal, we already talked about.
No.
Him. Dark Light.
Love metal. They call themselves love metal. They're rock.
We already shit on this one. Slipknot, Iowa. Number 4, Iron Maiden, Book of Souls.
I don't think it's even near the. I think Dance of Death was a much better album, but it's better than anything else. But really,
on the list, yeah.
But really, the Book of Souls. It's been out a year.
System of a Down, Toxicity.
Nope. Moving on.
Oh, shit, alt rock.
Yeah.
Tool, Lateralis.
No, Tool sucks.
Meh. I have to put up enough with it with the bitches I date. Hopefully that'll be corrected. Machine Head, The Blackening.
Well, I can tolerate it a lot more than anything on the list other than Iron Maiden. Machine Head's The Blackening was promoted as some sort of modern-day master of puppets. If you want to know what it's like, imagine Pantera getting into progressive rock.
Oh, God, no.
And by progressive, I mean 10-minute long songs with
purging from my brain as you say it. I mean, I like Pantera, but thinking of them going full prog.
Well, not prog as in like full on. I mean, like prog as in longer songs and like different sections and things like that. But it doesn't work. Groove metal in itself is short and angry, which is something Rob Flynn doesn't understand. But I gotta say, I take it over any of these on the list except for Iron Maiden.
And the Narcissists themselves, Linkin Park, Hybrid Theory.
That's not even metal.
It's know.
A boy band.
Opeth, Blackwater Park.
I've sat through that album. And while I must say I'll take that over anything on the list except for Machine Head and Iron Maiden, I no longer wish to hear any Opeth as long as I live. By the way, guess who I'm seeing live in about a month?
Yay. And number 10. God. Avenged Sevenfold, Waking the Fallen.
what I don't get about like the Book of Souls, I'm not even gonna comment on Avenged Sevenfold because I don't have to. It's been on for a year. It's been on for a year, and it wasn't that. I mean, okay, it was good because I've never heard Nine Rain Down that wasn't good, but it wasn't like Dance of Death. I remember listening to Dance of Death, especially the title track, and just having my mind blown, seeing all these spirits dance. I never got that feeling with Book of Souls. It was a good album, a little long, but I never. God, these fans are fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I will comment on Avenged Sevenfold. What the fuck are you thinking?
I'll comment on Avenged Sevenfold. Okay, fine. You want to fucking comment? Fine. I was a fan of Avenged Sevenfold when I was 11 because this was back. Now I'm making it Fallen, but when whatever the fuck album Bat Country was on, and it was just played on MTV all the time. But it was the heaviest thing I could get at 11. So I was like, yeah, this is okay, I guess. The vocals were kind of shitty, but whatever.
The vocals sound like, hi, I had no testicles to begin with, then someone kicked me in the balls.
And then he stopped screaming. And you know the sad thing is, when he stopped screaming, it even got worse.
Yeah, fuck.
I mean, I will admit, okay, their first album, Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, isn't good, but it's a hell of a lot better than anything they've done. Still, it's not good. It's basically like pre-2004 metalcore, so actually like some halfway decent riffs, but anything is kind of kneecapped by his vocals. After that, it's just it went from shit to shittier, and God, I hate Avenged Sevenfold. and they're still called metal.
Yeah, just fuck them. Anyways, Killswitch Engage vocalist Jesse Leach shares statement, I cannot stay silent anymore.
Oh no, I saw Killswitch Engage with the other vocalist. I was gonna say that's not how he talks, but I don't fucking know how he talks. He's from
I
New
don't know
England,
how
so
he talks either. I just fucking make up voices because I don't give a shit.
I did like his pre-Killswitch Engage band though. It's pretty good melodic death metal. But
Killswitch
yes.
Engage frontman Jesse Leach has shared a statement online after spending several days mourning the current state of the world and this country.
Wah, wah. Well, he's in an emo band, so metalcore.
Knowing full well the insurmountable ridicule and abuse I may receive from this post.
Yes, it's about a month old and we're still making fun of it.
By those polarized in one direction or the other, I cannot stay silent anymore.
Oh, I can guarantee I can make you stay silent.
I realize my thoughts, concerns, and observations may mean nothing to you.
No, they actually mean less than nothing to me.
I mean, going this long on a spiel, just preparing people for it, it's like saying trigger warning, and I fucking hate those kind of warnings. Further, you sound so much like a pretentious prick expecting an assault. You go in, you fuck.
I will say one thing about Killswitch Engage, and Jim, you'll laugh at me because you've never heard it. I will say their second album was probably the best thing metalcore ever brought us.
Okay, whatever.
However, that's, a relative term.
If that is the case, simply stop reading.
I would like to, but Jim's going to keep on doing it to torture me.
For those reading on, thank you, and back to your regularly unscheduled program. Fuck. Social media to resume in a minute or two. That's pitiful.
Yes, that is bad.
No, to return to your regularly unscheduled. Yeah, okay.
And now back to your regularly scheduled raping.
I can't just take a side or allow a hashtag to define my grief. I have been contemplating and mourning the current state of the world in this country for days now. I still find it hard to find the words but I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror tomorrow if I didn't attempt to formulate my thoughts and speak my mind and heart. We haven't gotten to the meat yet. You're still in introduction mode. Why? Just go for it. You're being
Because he
overly
wants to be.
sensitive. Just make your goddamn point.
Well, and he wants to be a serious writer.
I mourn the murder of any human. I don't.
That was the best response ever. Evil laugh, and then I don't.
The fact that we as a people use death as a political platform or agenda is despicable. I call it moronic, but despicable works.
Yeah.
The denying of deep-rooted inequality is also equally despicable. I call it retarded, but okay. How can we foster progress and actual equality when no one is willing to listen to each other?
We can't.
Valid statement, and Elliot just answered it right there.
And we never will.
Because that's what we do best. We listen to our own echo chambers.
Yep. No one wants to hear the opposite point of view.
I'm just reminded whenever I sat there that, yay, metal would save the world. That whenever I was first into it, all fresh before I started coming to the realization, yeah, people aren't going to take any of the philosophy seriously because we're going to be inundated with fucking posers and dullards that have no concept of introspection and still wish to blame the society's woes on everything other than themselves.
If you need proof that people want to listen to their own echo chambers, there was a post on Facebook from one of my, I don't want to call her a friend because I think she's a fucking annoying person. And I hope she listens to this, although she won't. Because I think she's a Hillary Clinton supporter. Okay? And that's whatever. But basically she was talking. She was talking about how she, you're going to vote for a third party with a wildly unrealistic worldview. And I was like, the Republicans say that about the Democrats say that about third party. And then rather than actually debate me, she's like, well, you're against GMOs because and I never said if I could think about GMOs. One thing I thought that she said was funny was, you're probably against GMOs, and in GMOs they bring sight to the blind. Apparently she didn't know I was actually blind, and she didn't understand why I would think that was funny. But rather than actually debating me, she just went off on her little tangent.
Oh my God. Fuck. That's just great.
Yeah. GMOs bring sight to the blind. Really? Didn't work for me, did it?
No. We must be willing to be considerate and walk in another's shoes to find understanding.
We never will. In fact, we're now walking in another's shoes is called cultural appropriation.
Well, trying to walk in another, cultural appropriation. We'll have to get on that one. We must be willing to be considerate. Okay. I don't see much of that, sadly. Just division and disregard for one another. Oh, God.
I can't make fun of him. The horrible thing is I can't make fun of him for his inane comments when I saw him live, because they were with the other vocalist, Howard Jones, the old vocalist, who literally asked, this is not censored, who literally asked the crowd where I was there, are there any girls here so I can pee in their buttholes?
That is a class act there. A+.
Slayer apparently called them ultra gay and refuses to play with them any longer.
Okay. That works.
But yeah, that was his predecessor. I really wanted to make fun of him, and for what they said live, and I can't. Well, I still can, because it's the same band, but it was just different guys singing. So Jesse wasn't actually there.
What a sad, troubled, and shockingly ignorant state of affairs we are caught in these days. The division between us as people grows daily due to tragic events paired alongside calculated disinformation and false flag or wagging the dog. There is much outside of our history books and news reports to learn from.
I know. I fucking was the best in history because every time she would make a point, I would raise my hand and say, well, what you didn't cover is this, and this.
I remember fucking hell, it was like first time I took a nap in my American political behavior class. The fucking teacher, was famous for like being an asshole and all this. So he slammed my book down, asked me this really complex question that wasn't covered yet. And I gave him, I forget what it was, so I was half dead asleep, but I remember it was a very detailed answer on something that he himself had to look up. And the very next day he said, okay, you're the first student ever that I'll permit to sleep in my class.
Yeah, because he actually understood it. And I like I was talking about, they were talking about the Holocaust, and I said, well, what you don't cover is they did this. I don't remember what it all was, but they were like, well, Hitler did this, and I was like, yes, but what you don't know is that Hitler also did this, and this. And they're like, the teacher was like, shocked. Did he really? You're the fucking teacher. You know what? Move. I'm fucking taking your spot.
Yeah. Fuck.
My dog's barking because she.
I wonder if she was one of those types that thinks that Hitler just climbed in the window and took over Germany, not realizing it was a democratic election where he promised all these things that everyone promises.
She was one of these people who doesn't want to know the horrible shit. Like, she would go out of her way to, like when I mentioned that the candles that, dead Jews were cut open and their fat was used for the candles and soaps. And she was, like, horrified. I was like, yeah, well, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to know this. You're the fucking teacher.
Mm-hmm. These days, we're swallowing blindly what they feed us. I don't. That's why I look at different sources, different places.
I don't.
Even
And
questionable seedy sites just to see if the fucking whack jobs might have something.
How many times do I write, I need a second opinion on this?
Mm-hmm. And I usually give it to you.
Yes, and I know people who don't. And Scott usually bitches at me for that. And I'm just like, well, I'm sorry, I don't trust the National Review. Or the Daily Stormer, Jim.
Fuck you.
I still haven't forgotten.
I know. I don't need to live that down ever.
Oh, fantastic. He was giving me something, and while it turned out to be true, it was some sort of quote from a Swedish politician or whatever. While it turned out to be true, his first link was from the Daily Stormer. I was just like, I don't know why I did a second opinion here, but
yeah. Oops. Instead of uniting to stand against a common enemy, the ones in power that manipulate justice and care not for the common people. Instead, we are divided against each other. While we bicker and fight over hashtags and who's killing who, the clandestine dismantling of this country and the world economy continues unchecked.
Yep, and I think it's glorious.
Yep, and I still want to fucking fight against it, even though it's a battle I've already lost. We're too fucking brainwashed and conditioned.
Well, you'll fight against it. I'll just watch it all unravel.
Yeah, you go ahead. I'd rather go down swinging.
I will too. I know I talk a good game, but there's still hope in me. I need to crush that with alcohol.
Racism, among many other warped and conditioned hateful thinking, is alive and well in people. Speaking as if there's something wrong with hate in and of itself. I mean, racism is retarded because it's just broad-brushed random crap.
Yes.
Based upon stereotypes. Use your hate wisely. Dissect things.
Speaking of hate, I forgot to mention in the beginning, apparently I'm crypto-fascist.
Yay, crypto-fascist. I'm just a fellow traveler. and a softcore libertarian on top of it.
Yeah, I could see that.
It is being arrogantly displayed by many on both sides of current issues. I say all sides, don't just say both. It's all. There's multiple, and there's so much random shit going on. We are distracted by social status, fantasy games, and vanity glued to our phones like zombies. Yep. We swallow manufactured media as clickbait conspiracies to occupy our minds. Yep.
Yeah, so they also swallow manufactured music like Killswitch Engage.
Yep. We have been warned for decades about these times, from literature to movies and songs. Yep. We are here in the midst of yet another cultural downfall, and all we are doing is infighting and pointing fingers at each other. Yep. I'm not sitting here calling this wisdom for the sole purpose of fuck, I've been saying this shit since I was still in diapers.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get any attention, but some core vocalist is.
Yeah.
I've read his lyrics. They're like the worst type of we're being oppressed and we should help each other type things.
When in fact the blame lies upon those in high authority, those very few at the top who oversee passing and amending of laws, and the controlling of wealth and distribution of power, and are the devisers and dictators of the system. Okay, there's a bit of that's kind of like a half truth. There's a bit of conspiracy wing there, but there's also a little bit of truth there.
The Illuminati.
We have been conditionally dumbed down, divided, and controlled. That is true.
Yes, just like the metal music that you play.
This is idiocracy in full effect, but the vast majority can't see it. We have been indoctrinated and brainwashed so cleverly, patiently, and precisely that the vast majority are completely unaware of the state of the emergency.
Like many people, like the vast majority are unaware that Killswitch Engage is not actually heavy and is actually pussy music for pussy people.
We lash out against one another in fear and anger. We've been doing that since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Anyone trying to make a change and speak out is violently and or verbally struck down by an opposing view.
Well, that's brand new, Jim. That's never happened before.
I think that happened before we even evolved from
yeah, I know.
I know you're being fucking facetious, sarcastic, but I don't even care anymore. Stab. It's either that or threatened, ridiculed, or simply silenced in death.
Yay, like you should be.
It's an endless waltz, motherfucker. The only thing I can offer is my personal action. My lyrics and my music, my choices, the companies I support or boycott with money, the effort I will put forth to be understanding, compassionate, and yes, loving when I have the strength.
Your lyrics, and I'm not afraid to speak my mind regardless of the consequences. That's deep, man. That's deep. That's just a line I remember from one of his songs. Yeah, his lyrics are piss poor, and his band is piss poor. Like I said, very early on, they were like probably the best thing to come out of metalcore, but that's
metalcore.
Yeah. And by that I mean it's listenable.
My faith is that there is enough good with us all to begin to heal and help one another. You haven't been watching Society for long, have you?
No, he's been busy in his little fantasy world.
For those of you who believe in God, I urge you to pray. For those who gather in protest and activism, do so in peace. For those of you in uniform, show honor and control. For those who have compassion and charity to give, give it in abundance. We are facing troubling times.
What about those who just kind of want to see the world end?
And I feel it will only get worse before it improves. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. This is, oh my God. Sermon on the Mount, right here, folks. Get it while it's hot. Oh, fuck. Fuck. That's just a sign of how full of himself he, this is fucking
Hot ego right here.
oh my God.
P.S. Buy my new album.
In the meantime, pause and think before you speak or act and ask yourself, am I part of the problem or part of the solution? Yes, introspection. Someone actually advising a moment of introspection.
P.S. P.S.
Something I do naturally, but you know.
P.S. My new album came out in April. You should buy it.
Oh God. I am heartbroken for us all, but I won't give up on trying to make this world a better place, one little tiny effort after another. Be good to one another, with respect and sincerity, peace, love, wisdom, strength, and light to all. Typo negative. Typo negative. I'm just thinking, Jesus Christ looks like me. Jesus Christ.
I'm just remembering whatever happened to metal bands being like openly sociopathic and psycho, and while Killswitch Engage is really metal, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to, like that's why I like Shining. They're a band who tells everyone to kill themselves. They release music for the express purpose of. I am very glad. I have heard of people killing themselves under the influence of Shining, and it's I like that. I'm not trying to be edgy or anything. I like it. It's Scott thinks I'm trying to be edgy. No, there's just something very fulfilling about that to me. Maybe I'm fucked up.
Yeah, well, that's all of us. Anyway, since you brought it up while we were talking about this, Lena Dunham supports that sushi is cultural appropriation.
I don't really like sushi, so I have no opinion. I like the meat that they make, though, like the fucking teriyaki and shit.
I love sushi, so
good for you. I like fish and chips, so piss off.
People just really need to piss the fuck off. The girl's creator said she agreed with students at her old college's protests against the use of Japanese and Vietnamese cuisine in their dining halls.
So now you have to eat whatever food your nationality is. You can't enjoy an experiment. If you're an American, you have to eat whatever Americans eat. You can't just enjoy food for the sake of food. It's all.
I'm just remembering the old school Iron Chef.
Yes, my mother
and
used to watch that.
It was like, yeah, we're using Japanese elements and Italian cuisine with some, fucking Spanish fucking, accents to it, just to make these 6 dishes out of one ingredient, which you shouldn't be able to make a fucking dessert out of, but they did anyway by throwing some French in there. It's like, okay, so that was all cultural appropriation because they just ripped apart everything, took inspiration from everything, and threw something out that honestly looked real tasty. Mm.
Yeah, well, oh God, fuck people.
The girl's creator graduated from Oberlin College. Never go to Oberlin. In 2008. In a recent interview with Food and Wine magazine, Dunham called out the insensitive use of Japanese food in her alma mater's canteen.
You're not allowed to enjoy food that isn't. Yeah, I don't get it. Someone give me a fucking jackhammer.
There
I don't
are
know.
no. I know.
I don't know if I'm gonna kill somebody or kill myself, but just give it to me.
I want a jackhammer with chainsaw elements thrown into it. It just does this, set it on fire, and then fucking launch 30 of them at someone. It just, so it rains down. Fucking sheer
And
terror.
before you continue, we have several people watching this time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, leave a comment and say hi.
Yes, we may spare you, or not. I don't know. There are now big conversations at Oberlin, where I went to college, and about cultural appropriation and whether the dining hall, sushi, and banh mi disrespect certain cuisines. How crazy are Oberlin kids? The press says, but to me, it's actually right on, Dunham said. Students at the Ohio-based university began protesting in November about the cuisine served to them. See, I could see complaining about the quality of food, but this is not how you do it. You say the food sucks. It's
I can
poison.
see complaining about the quality, but I mean,
But if they're actually making sushi at your college, chances are they're giving you more top end shit than what I had access to. The shit that had you on the toilet for like 3 hours because it just would not stop the explosive diarrhea, and you were like late for class because you ate a gag, as we called it.
all I remember about going to UCLA is they had a Panda Express there. That's all we actually went to because fucking Panda Express is good. Not real Chinese, but it's good enough. Thanks to these new subscribers that I have. Thank you for subscribing.
Which was sarcastically mocked by the New York Post at the time as gastronomically correct.
I don't even like the New York Post, and I thought that was funny.
Mm-hmm. College residents, some international students, pointed to the inauthentic use of food, which is going to happen because you're trying to make just die. Where sushi rice was undercooked, yeah, and facets of Vietnamese and Japanese foodstuffs were made in a disrespectful manner.
You know what? I remember what one of my friends said, and he was talking about vegans, but this can apply. But he said basically there are no vegans when you're poor. Okay? There are no vegans when you're poor. There are no cultural appropriatists when you're poor. These people are clearly wealthy enough to, or they think they're wealthy enough, even though they're going to be buried in student loans for the next 45 years. Why don't you just eat the fucking food? If you don't like the food, eat something else.
Clover Lynn Tran wrote in the Oberlin Review that Bon Appetit, the food service vendor, has a history of blurring the lines between culinary diversity and cultural appropriation by modifying the recipes without respect for certain Asian cuisines. Do you need a position there where someone from the native land is just plucked out of their residence, put there to supervise the making of food that serves like thousands of college students in a fucking buffet style fucking cheap ass fucking do you need that?
I'm waiting for them to go after Taco Bell personally.
They already have.
I know. I'm waiting for them to go. It's not real Mexican.
No, it's not.
I've had real Mexican food in California. I had the shits.
This uninformed representation of cultural traditions has been noticed by a multitude of students, many of who have expressed concern over gross manipulation of traditional recipes. Once again, back to Iron Chef. Fuck.
If you want traditional Japanese recipes, that's good. Go to a traditional Japanese restaurant. And the college food.
You want good Vietnamese fucking cooking? What you do is you go out and breed yourself a dog. Then, whenever the puppy's old and looks, and you pick the friendliest one, you have to pick the friendliest one because they have the best meat on them. You kill it right there on the spot, gut it, then start frying it up immediately after you skin it. Because you need it that fresh to be authentic Vietnamese. Can you kill a puppy?
No, I can't. And I'm Mr. Brutal. So there, you want that's but if you want traditional Japanese cooking, go to a traditional Japanese restaurant. But if you want food in the college campus, it's I mean, I've never went to college. I don't know the choices. I know in high school, it's kind of like, you get whatever they fucking give you. Something that looks like a hamburger. I'm not complaining. I get fucking food. Morons.
Oh, God. It's the school's fault I had sex with teen, teacher says.
You showed me this, and I believe my comment was, if this was me, I don't think I would have reported it.
A substitute.
But then again, you know what I was doing at the age of 15, so.
Yeah. You was jailbait. A substitute teacher accused of having sex with a student is blaming education officials for her illegal indiscretion.
Well, you know what happened is they made me dress up with like a skimpy outfit, like a stripper outfit.
Yeah. This is all part of the classwork I had to give out.
All right, now everyone has to inspect my tits.
Claiming they had failed to stop her and allowed the relationship to blossom.
Stop me before I fuck this kid.
This is school administration's fault now? Fucking moron.
No. I applaud her. See, what she's doing is she's not really saying, she's basically saying, I am innocent. I did not do it. I'm looking for someone else to blame. And why not blame the corrupt school administration? No, she doesn't really believe a word of this.
In a series of interviews with reporters in Iowa, 24-year-old Mary Beth Hagelin admitted to having sex with a 17-year-old boy for much of the 2015-16 academic year.
I would have been like, you fucking told. What the fuck? You told me not to tell and you fucking told.
God.
That's... I still love that story about the what was it? The teacher having sex with the student, and then I believe the teacher went to jail, and I don't know if she went to jail, but as soon as the student turned 18, they got married.
And honestly, if that's how my chair was popped, fuck it. I wanted to fuck my 5th grade teacher when I was in 5th grade.
I never had hot teachers though, and the ones I had I couldn't stand because they were just fucking annoying.
Yeah. These people all knew what was going on, and yet they turned a blind eye because they wanted to protect their school. They didn't want it to get into the limelight, Hagelin told KGAN TV, saying she first had sex with the boy last October.
They knew what was going on. Hey, Jim, did you walk in on Mary Beth and Johnny screwing in the corner? I did. Took some fucking pictures.
Fuck pictures. I set up fucking cameras there before they even went there because I knew that was their spot.
Sweet. Let's put it on a porn tube.
Yeah. They allowed this to happen. They knew in February. Hagelin, a substitute at George Washington High School, was arrested Friday and booked for sexual exploitation of a minor. I mean, I know a lot of people are fucking screaming, double standard, you know, she's going to get a slap on the wrist because she's a woman fucking a underage boy whenever a man fucking an underage girl gets the book thrown at him. To which I say, that threat of having the book thrown at me actually made it kinkier.
Yes. And to that, I believe the student said, does this mean no more sex?
She faces up to 2 years behind bars and having to register as a sex offender for 10 years.
Only for 10 years? I thought it was for life.
I do take responsibility, Hagelin told KCRG. I'm not shying away from this. I'm facing this head on. I no longer have a desire or wish to contact or see this person ever again.
Yeah, right. Watch. You're going to see in 2 months.
Oh, God. This is great.
You're going to see in 2 months. Like,
she had her taste of fucking forbidden fruit. And that's all she needed for now. In a couple of years, she'll be feeling lonely again and go after someone else. Who knows?
Yes.
Oh, God. Woman claims sexual assault by a toy in Tennessee.
The toy raped me. I just think of the Evil Dead episode or movie where the girl was raped by a tree, which would make a killer black metal song.
Oh, yeah.
Raped by a tree.
Yeah, raped by a tree. Mm-hmm. A woman in Tennessee is claiming she was sexually assaulted when she was squirted with a water toy at a hibachi restaurant outside Nashville.
Did you like to have no clothes on and you were just like, what?
The toy's even fully clothed.
No. She had no clothes on. Well, she was like, what? It squirted with water and like went up her pussies. By the way, we have comments.
Hey, the toy squirts water from its toy pants when the pants are lowered. Okay. Okay.
What?
So that's what you're complaining about. You know, the thing drops its plastic pants and just pisses water on you. Okay, this is something that would have been considered completely innocent from the time I was growing up, 70s, 80s, even 90s.
I know.
But now it's sexual assault.
Who knows? Maybe it did more to her. Maybe it like came alive.
And just crawled up her crotch and said, hey, baby, I'm knocking you up. Here's some water. Water's breaking. Fuck. This is our overly sensitive culture.
I think I just died.
According to the news story from WTVF, one of the chefs apparently shot water in the face of one customer during the dinner. The family said they were mortified and called police. What? I was mortified by a toy. This is just something so stupid. What? Oh, society. Every time I think I see the bottom, it drops out another 5,000 miles. What? This is beyond fucking mortified.
He still has hope for humanity.
They called police saying that was an assault. Police noted that the doll wasn't anatomically correct.
It didn't even have a dick.
Yeah. But the customer said that didn't matter. So, oh God! So it was a Ken doll type.
He's dead.
Oh man! Just because somebody cut off a piece of plastic, who says they cut it off? It was probably designed that way. You're imagining a cock where there was none. What the fuck is your issue? Okay, it's not there anymore. Doesn't change the fact you're getting peed on. You had water squirted in your face. You're taking things so goddamn seriously. Back in the 90s, I would have totally 100% blamed religion and things from the right for shit like this. But after seeing this shitstorm, especially with Hillary's first 8 years as president, then things starting to go downhill from there. Oh, fuck.
I got a good laugh out of it, at least. Especially because
I was laugh, but it's like I know this has to be from the left, and that kind of.
I just thought of a brand new Chucky movie. Chucky goes on a rape spree.
Oh God. Oh fuck. The manager.
We lost all our viewers. Except one. We talked about this. We lose all our viewers. I love it.
Yeah.
Except one. There's one person watching. Thank you for sticking it out. Yeah. So. Oh God, it's a harmless little pissing doll.
Yeah, but it's rape culture.
Apparently, pissing is rape.
Let's have another kind of laugh.
Okay.
Goth at 40. The enduring appeal of bleakness and black lipstick. Trust me, this won't end well, I don't think. I haven't read it yet, but I don't think it will.
I am already looking at my window, which is only about 3 feet off the ground, but, it'll make a statement.
Yes, and you can't even see it, yet you're looking at it.
Oh, I'm going to murder you, you son of a bitch.
I think that just further speaks to the destitution we have reached here.
Yes, but I'm still going to murder you, son of a bitch.
The Cure has been drawing massive crowds during its North American tour, so it seems a good opportunity to talk to goths whose love of all things black and unattractive lipstick shades never cease to fascinate sunny American normals.
Goths, I never got along well with goths, I'll be completely honest. Because they always saw me as, too sociopathic.
Goth is realism, says Martin Willis, 23, who is wearing a black leather jacket and black lipstick, and whose green eyes are rimmed for an undead look.
Oh, yeah, plus I don't wear lipstick.
I see how the world is, and I just want to cry to no end. I don't want to cry.
No.
I want to point and laugh and say, this is the party. Ragnarok is here. It's going to be one hell of a party when Ragnarok comes to town. Ragnarok and roll, Ragnarok and roll.
Well,
it's time to smash the beer can across your worthless skull. I know that line was in the song, but that was part of the satire I made of it. Anyway.
Dust to dust.
pot smoke and heroin and angel dust. Da-da-da-da-da. Sorry, that was again from parody lyrics. Anyway, goth is remarkably hardy, a subculture that's established itself as a kind of permanent other. It's gotten to be so trendy, it's the new pop scene.
We like synth pop and like talking about like how we're so depressed.
Oh, God, shallow, vapid people everywhere. The dark yin to our country's relentlessly optimistic yang.
Apparently, whoever wrote
It's people like this author that kept calling Trump's fucking RNC speech dark. I thought it was actually pretty tame for him.
yes, I thought it was pretty tame. Apparently they never met metalheads.
Yeah. Oh, you want dark? How about just the intro to the song? I don't know, officer. I cut her from her neck down to her vagina, ripped it out, and ate it.
If you want dark, Dark Angels, Time Does Not Heal. Very, very dark lyrics about real issues. If you want dark, stripped, raped, and strangled by Cannibal Corpse.
I'll take your soul and you'll be like me in emptiness. Embrace the entropy. I love how spiritual.
But I'm talking about like realistic, like thing, like there's a difference between dark, like Cannibal Corpse singing about an undead monster eating someone, which is dark, but it's not real, or the bleeding when they went really realistic.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Is Kylie Jenner goth? The fact that you're asking this question is just a sign of how pop rock it is. Oh, fuck. Journalists have casually tagged Kardashian sibling as such now that she is hawking black lipsticks in shades called Dead of Night.
I now have a desire to play black metal and set a few churches on fire.
I blame Hot Topic, said Jandis Mallardy, Willis's sister, who at 25, married with a kid, has aged out of calling herself goth, but still seems to carry it in her heart. Blame Hot Topic instead of fucking...
yes,
lack of introspection. Yes, I like the song "Burn Hot Topic," but
No, I would completely agree. Blame Hot Topic. If you look at who they're owned by, how popular they are, and how they're marketed, yes, I would say it's mostly Hot Topic's fault.
I say look inward and see yourself as to blame for not saying "fuck you" enough.
Yes, people can't do that. People don't have the power to do that. People don't have the... anything to do that. You already know that.
Yeah.
They'll market whatever, they'll follow whatever trends.
There's a serious dilution of what has been traditional goth culture. Like the classic vampire film. The Twilight films have kind of killed the classics for me. They didn't kill the classics for me. They just fucking shit on everything. And I just sit there and point and laugh at people that take it so seriously. Seriously that 50 Shades of Lame is a thing.
Ruined vampires forever.
Do you know 50 Shades of Grey is fan fiction based on the Twilight series?
No, I like how you tell us shit that's amazing. Did you know that it's like, yeah, we don't live under a rock, dude.
Well, not many people know that.
Everyone knows that.
Not everyone. I've met tons of people who didn't know it. And I find it quite a funny fact.
if you ask a goth academic, because, of course,
A
they're
goth
academic.
academic. Is there like a professor in gothiness now?
Oh, God, there's academics and everything. Trust me. It fucking sucks.
I mean, I could imagine there's academics to do with like the gothic art scene, but
If
the gothic sort of subculture fashion.
If I fucking bullshit my way good enough, I could probably get a PhD, work my way through school, taking a major and getting a PhD in G.G. Allen and Gwar studies.
I could probably get a PhD in the satanic studies. Some sort of.
I just have this image now of a bunch of people trying to sit around and having sort of like a meeting of academic scholars, like a big strokey beard meeting, sort of round table sort of thing. You know, just talking about inane fucking shit that no one cares about. Like, we've got to ponder the deep things. Was Happy Days better with or without the fun?
You know, that probably exists. But yes, most people who. I would say Twilight killed well, actually, I was never really a big fan of vampires ever since they started making them more romantic and less zombie-like.
Well, people always have a go at Twilight, but it's pre-Twilight. It was fucking Buffy that started that shit. Because, you know, Buffy, you had the whole thing with, Angel's a vampire with a soul.
Yes, let's move on because we don't have that much time.
There will always be kids like Martin Willis who considers himself an anarchist and a bit of a nihilist who wants to cry over the bad things.
I think you're a nihilist. Talk to me for 20 minutes.
And he's mild compared to some of the nihilists I know.
Oh, I'm getting there.
You're young yet. You got time.
I'm pretty much giving up all hope on politics and the human race. What more do I need?
Who finds wandering old graveyards comforting? Who doesn't? But still, the fact that you're trying to boast this as a championable characteristic means you have thoughts of this shit.
I like fucking corpses comforting. So there you go. Fucking corpses comforting.
And describes Marilyn Manson's songs as cheery because they prove he's not alone in his melancholy. Marilyn Manson!
I think Shining songs are cheery because I like to know that there's a voice out there saying, kill yourself.
But Marilyn Manson.
He's
so
a goth.
Pop rock.
What do you expect?
So pop rock!
Yes, but you're
even more pop rock than fucking baby metal.
You're going into this with wildly unrealistic expectations.
Oh, now come on. I have it on good authority that the metal community clearly thinks baby metal is the best shit to come out in a long time.
We already talked about it, and we said, fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay current. Fuck you.
No, you're actually staying in the past because we already talked about that.
Yeah, but it's still a current topic. You obviously have discussed it today.
It's in the past.
No, we discussed it 5 minutes before he came on.
Actually, more like 30 minutes before he came on.
Yeah.
So it's in the past.
All right, Kronos, master of all time.
Yes, I am Kronos.
No one asked you for your fucking weather report, did they?
I am Kronos, the lead singer for Venom. Evil, in league with Satan.
There's something about goth that feels like a necessary critique of Americanness.
Good God. And I like some gothic, well, not goth, but gothic metal. I mean, because some of it's just beautiful.
Does anybody else, when you know the publication that you're clearly talking about, we all know what it is, yeah? But do you ever find with these sort of fucking publications that it kind of feels like when your gran tries to, get into the things that the kids are into these days to sort of like, catching them Pokemons.
My grandmother never did that. She was out of touch and pretty proud with
Look, we already know they will never be one of us.
Politicians,
No,
they do it too. When they try,
Teachers.
or teachers, yeah. Anybody who tries to connect to a culture that quite clearly is decades of opinion separated from them.
You
Those
like,
types of people.
well, not, in my opinion, it's not decades. Well, for me it wasn't. It was just like, didn't you like metal? What do you like? The Stone Temple Pilots?
Goddamn motherfuckers need stabbed for that statement.
I actually heard that too.
So have I. And I almost stabbed the fucker. But my
Anyway.
buddy said, think of the jail time. Is he really worth it? So I just kicked him a few times and urinated on him.
But Gothic Doom can actually be beautifully done. But that's Gothic. That's not goth.
Here we go. Typical fucking preteen, fucking pseudo-philosophy spoken by a 20-something, 30-something, I don't even care.
20-something. Whatever.
Like I said, it's your mum trying to pretend that she's into the things you're into.
Well, this is someone that's supposed to be part of the in crowd. The person they're interviewing for the article.
And by the way, I have no idea what publication this is because I wasn't given a link, so.
I think this is Washington Post.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, here it is. Drum roll. Fuck the drum roll. I said fuck
That
it.
sounds like you're whacking off.
Yes. I think normal is a fad that should go away, honestly, Willis says.
You're normal, Marty. I mean,
This
you're a
is
little...
something I said when I wasn't even a fucking teenager. I was like 8 or 9 when I said that and thought I was the shit and the smartest human being on the planet. Because I was 9! 9! And you're taking us some grand revelation? And you're not really grasping the point of how society works if you're saying that.
Who wants to be normal anyway, man? God.
Oh, God.
I hate you, Jim.
Oh, God. The
love
80s and 90s were a good time for goth until, with the Columbine school shootings, they weren't. No, this would have been...
I think goth
You
in the
didn't
80s
run
and
in the same
90s.
circles I did. Oh, my God.
I think goths in the 80s and 90s would laugh at this guy.
Yes, because the Columbine shootings, God. Oh.
Well, I think what he's trying to
I think my buddy Jeff said it best when he said, fucking idiots didn't even know how to fucking detonate their own fucking explosives.
Right?
With an alternate means. What goddamn motherfucking pussies are these?
I was reading this and I was just like, how incompetent are you people? I think I get what he's trying to say is it brought unwanted publicity onto the goth subculture, or crackdowns, but then again, if you think about it, I've always said make metal dangerous again. So maybe we need something like that for metal. But yes, how incompetent are you? You can't even detonate your explosive. You basically just fired off a bunch of shots.
Yeah, you killed some people, but you didn't fulfill your goddamn mission.
No. God, wouldn't that be great if they did that? Not that I'm condoning school shootings, of course. I'm only saying that because I don't really want to get arrested.
There are still the occasional scares, such as when a group of men dressed in black walking along Muscatine County, Iowa roadside triggered a police report. But the public image has softened. A 2004 Edmonton Journal headline proclaimed the finding that goth subculture of outcasts is surprisingly gentle and polite.
Yes, that's. I mean, I don't want to say I toyed with it, but I at least ran in those circles for about a week, and then I realized they were a bunch of pussies, and I left.
I remember 9/11. And Jeff called after I was listening to God Hates Us All and watching the first building get hit. Well, footage of the first building get hit by a plane before they cut to the fucking footage of the second one as it was happening. Yeah, here's the old footage, here's the new footage. And then this is after I got done listening to the album. Yeah, and fucking Jeff called. I was like, turn on the news. It's like, yeah, I know. We're under attack and shit. No, turn it on. So I turned on. It's like, see, they're jumping. Isn't that fucking great? This is like one of my best friends since that go way back to like before he was even in grade school. I think it was like 3-4 riding a trike, fucking big wheel trike up the alley. He's like, hi, my name's Jeff. And I'm like 7 digging in a dirt pond in my backyard with my cousin saying, hi, I'm Jim. And we had been friends ever since until his death. But still, fuck.
I mean, I will say the metal scene is crazy enough to hold me. Which no other scene. I mean, I'm not looking for any sort of brother, but I'm saying, metal is crazy enough and, has enough sociopaths that I actually like it, talking to metalheads, not just listening to the music,
Other music-based subcultures had flashed and faded. Grunge, mods, teddy boys, hair metal.
There's a hair metal revival. I wish that wasn't true.
But goth persists, despite the fact that the bands most associated with it have made their names decades ago.
You like some gothic metal, though, don't you, Jim?
I can't name any bands off the top.
Typo Negative?
Yeah, I do like that.
It's called Gothic Doom or whatever. I never liked Typo Negative. I always thought they were a little bit. I don't know. Peter Steele's an asshole. Fuck him. But I like Gothic Doom metal if it's done right. It could actually be very there's just something very ethereal about it.
I know that there was someone that wanted to fucking dig up Steele's corpse and ride his fucking schlong.
But goth, the music goth, I never liked.
Lee Meadows, who is known as DJ Cruel Britannia, says the internet saved goth.
That was bad.
Should have logically gone extinct.
Yes, gothic metal should have been the big thing, and goth should have been eaten by it.
Yeah. In 2009, Meadows co-founded World Goth Day. And now Mexico and Brazil, those sunny, happy places, are among the most avid
Mexico and Brazil are sunny, happy places? Not just people who are getting decapitated and robbed and shit.
Drug cartels. Fucking, there's so much. Oh my god! I mean, I was gonna complete the sentence before I did that rant because it was triggering and formulating while I was speaking.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. I couldn't let you.
Fuck you. Festivals in England and Germany draw thousands as well.
I'm actually excited for the Olympics in Rio, which I've never been excited for the Olympics, just because we might see someone get murdered while they're playing.
Goth seems to stay in people's souls even when they grow up and get jobs and have kids and stop dressing quite as outrageously as they once did.
I heard this about metal. The only thing is that metal's good and goth sucks.
Yeah. Hence elder goths. They told me it was too hot today to wear all black, and I said, screw them. Says Judy Miller Silverman, a music publicist who turned goth as an 80s teenager and once scandalized her Jewish mother by wearing a cross.
Too bad it wasn't upside down.
And recently tweeted out her joy at the introduction of the new black heart emoji.
Vapid.
Yes.
Vapid. So vapid.
Goth.
By the way, if you're gonna put goth in your dating profile, I'm looking past you.
Yes. Goth style is more mainstream than ever.
Yes, I
Katy
agree with
Perry.
that.
And the Olstein twins and all that your favorite celebs are wearing it. Goth glamour was on display at runway shows by Marc Jacobs and other shit. Kylie Jenner is pushing those black lipsticks, while older sister Kendall recently started in a dystopian fashion shoot with Marilyn Manson.
You want dystopian fashion shoot? I can give you a freaking dystopian fashion shoot. I need a couple women to help me with this, but I have ideas. Warning: you might be
Are they
decapitated.
the type of ideas you might want to keep to yourself?
No.
Probably.
And not share with women?
No, because
Unless, obviously, those are women who have very damaged relationships with their dads.
Chaz, if I share it with them and they're okay with it, then they're cool. But if I keep them to myself and they say something, then, oh, why am I wasting my time with this person? You need to understand my standards, Chaz.
I like the way that you like to, profess that you have them.
I do have standards. They're just not yours. Moving on.
But what will hopefully save goth is that there's a limit to how mainstream it can become. Its unprettiness is aggressive.
Unprettiness. Have you ever seen metal? Have you ever seen metal artwork? Look at Butchered at Birth.
I mean, their shit is all about the pretty and beautiful. Even the pictures they put up here where people are supposed to be disturbing, it's pretty and beautiful. It's not, okay, here's a toilet with a giant turd in it and a bunch of urine-stained walls and a corpse lying there half raped through its skull, maggots feasting upon everything.
True,
It's nothing like that.
because it's unprettiness. Like, we're defying the convention of beauty. I'm like, let me just turn on my camera and I can fucking defy some conventions of beauty right now. I won't, for the sanity of all who are watching.
As is the confusing way it mixes sexiness and decay.
I can mix.
It doesn't really mix decay at all.
Oh, I can make sexiness and decay. I can make you think. The worst part is I really want to fuck that corpse.
I mean, yes, there was, fucking years like Loving the Dead, but still, oh, God.
No, I can make sexiness and decay. I can make you think about necrophilia.
Yes. Necrobestial anal butt sex, ooh. Oh, God. Goth's androgyny, its embrace of eyelinered men in long skirts isn't easily appropriated by a masculinized culture.
I think he's killing himself.
There is a push to androgynize everything and make everything not masculine. Hence, you would even though I would still call the argument bullshit, there's still more of an argument to say masculinity is being culturally appropriated and turned into wussified pussy shit. Then there is saying that.
It depends. It depends on what you. I mean,
Like I said, still call the argument bullshit, but there's more credence to that argument than the one they're trying to make here. Argues Michael Bibby, an English professor at Shippensburg University of Pennsylvania, who co-authored Goth, Undead Subculture.
Good job, Pennsylvania.
Fuck. And its music isn't easily used in commercials.
Yes, it is. It's pop. It's synth pop.
Yes, it is. God, I've
You
said
want to
this
know what's not easy to
before.
use? You know what's not easy to use in commercials? Gothic doom metal, because it's slow, it's mournful, and it makes you want to either fly or jump off a cliff. Try to sell that in your fucking commercials.
How do you sell something as downbeat as death?
Oh, I can. You want to? I can. You want to bet I can?
I'm laughing because they're not even really marketing death as real death. They're marketing it as some sort of
Well, Johnny Puke had the great idea of suicide for 1995. Charge me money and then you kill yourself.
yeah.
He even wrote like advertise. I don't remember, but it doesn't sound that convincing, but it was actually very convincing. Hi, do you want to die but give me money at the same or something like it was just very
It functions as both a way of life and as an artful pose, a critique of happy culture, as Bibby calls it.
Then why is it that whenever goths meet me, they suddenly feel depressed? Oh yeah, I know why.
Why is it when fucking God, my goth friends, the ones that still like calling themselves goth and still champion that shit, if these fucking pieces of neo-yuppie filth who wrote this article, who have been featured in this article, met my friends, they would call the police on my friends just because the ideas they share. Not even doing anything threatening, just the ideas themselves would have the cops called and having fucking bomb squads come in, even though they don't do that shit anymore.
You know what? The Guitarist from Mayhem always talks about death metal being any sort of metal that worships death. Not just who talks about death, but who actually literally worships and glorifies death. I'd like to see some of those goths exposed to music like that.
If it makes normals uncomfortable, that's the point. But it's not. You got the Kardashians doing this shit. They fully embrace it. It's not making anyone uncomfortable. Come straight to the dark side here. We have cookies.
Poison cookies.
Baked with maggots and love from my cock.
I think I'll pass on those and just go for the fucking sugar cookies.
Perhaps we always needed goth. Perhaps we always had it. Yes, pretentiousness and people attempting to contemplate really deep things, but are really just saying the same vapid, shallow shit that has been said for eons and not even contemplating a thing because they're not even doing a single ounce of introspection.
And then they get into metal and become Death Heaven or Liturgy.
God, kill them all!
I think I just murdered Jim's brain.
Before people started calling themselves goth, we were goths, says Bob Westphal, who runs the aforementioned goth cruise, which I skipped over because this article's too damn long and I just wanted to shit on the keynotes. Where did the Addams family come from? Where did the Munsters come from? Where did the dark humor come from? Could that retroactively be called goth?
No.
Has goth always existed? No, because dark humor has always existed. It's how we deal with the things instinctually from our hunter-gatherer days that fucking killed us. Fucking someone got fucking mauled in a grand boar hunt, and they're fucking lying there dying, and you sit there and laugh because their wounds are fucking shaped like a giant cunt.
That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, but, everyone wants to... Oh, God, goth.
Everyone wants to say, hey, we've always been here. We've done this. And even though I say yes, I think I was destined to be a metalhead. It actually took me having the right song pull me in.
I'm not
People
gonna
have
make.
been
I'm
letting
not
me
gonna
listen
make.
to metal before, like GNR and other pop shit. Oh god, but fuck.
I mean, metal speaks to me in a way that no other music does. So fuck you.
Uh, fuckers. Evidence of THC found in Colorado town's water supply.
Good.
Oh god. Colorado may be home to legalized recreational marijuana, but you won't find any pot shops in the town of Hugo, where such businesses are not permitted. Fuck you, Hugo.
Yeah.
Yet somehow, evidence of THC has been found in the town's water supply, officials said Thursday. Good. Field tests revealed presumptive positive results for THC, the principal psychoactive chemical in cannabis. Officer Michael Yowell told of the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office said at a news conference Thursday. Testing continues to determine the level of concentration, he said. I guess someone's dumping their bong water in. How sweet.
Dude, like, let's get everyone high.
That sounds like a brilliant idea to me.
Like a Beavis and Butthead episode.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
By the
we're going
way,
to Colorado.
a couple. Is that all you got, or?
It's not been confirmed that the potential contamination was deliberate, y'all said, but signs of tampering were found on one of the 5 main wells that
Yes.
supplies the water to the town of 720 people about 100 miles southeast of Denver.
Yes. Try to get a small town high.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear about a good one, right? And you have to kind of be high to hear this story. There was a serious journalist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Elliot, have you ever heard of Brass Eye, by the way?
Yes, we've all heard. Yes.
Yeah, right? Because this guy went fucking brass eye levels of journalism with this, right? He was stood outside this church doing a bit about terrorism, and he goes, there's obviously seems to be no signs of security. The sign outside the door says everybody's welcome. He walks inside, walks out a few minutes later, and he goes, there was about 10 people and a priest. If I'd been a terrorist, I could have just killed them all.
That would have been
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah, what if?
That was the actual news story. Someone did.
I'd like to say that Max and Igor Cavalera are doing the Roots tour, where they're apparently performing the album Roots in its entirety, because we really, really, really want to hear the album Roots.
And this is the last thing I got time for here. From sewer to brewer. Scientists debut beer made out of recycled piss.
I call it municipal waste. Yeah.
This is possibly the most medical article we have read.
'Cause it's a
not
band.
even about metal.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's the beer for thrashers.
when some people avoid drinking beer for the simple fact that it makes you pee every 3 seconds, scientists in Belgium have found a way to recycle your excess urine and transform it into something a little more drinkable. Beer. Coming full circle, urine from public restrooms will no longer go to waste as researchers from the University of Ghent have developed a machine that turns urine into potable water using solar energy.
Is this in my country or yours?
I'm believing yours, I think. I don't know.
Because if it's in Kent, that's where I'm from.
G-H-E-N-T.
Ghent. I thought you said Kent.
Nah.
Whatever, anyway. Continue.
I don't know where it's from, but this is great. No, it's in Belgium. Okay, scientists in Belgium. So yeah, that's not your country.
What's the difference?
Are they now just admitting that Stella Artois tastes like piss, or are they trying to make a convenient reason for it to taste like piss?
Good question. Even though I never drank it, I'll just take your word for it.
Or, right, is it that what they're trying to actually do is essentially turn alcoholism into like a closed system? You know, essentially make it comport to thermodynamics. So the exact amount of beer that is drunk will become the exact amount of beer in urine later.
Yes.
Or they're just for in Australia, I believe they recycle piss water for because they have water shortages and stuff. So it's actually not that new.
According to Reuters, the urine is being collected in a big tank, heated in a solar-powered boiler before passing through the membrane where the water is recovered and the nutrients such as potassium, nitrogen, and phosphorus are separated. Primarily created to provide clean water for third world countries and rural areas, the team at Belgium University lent a machine to a 10-day music and theater festival in Ghent, where 1,000 liters of urine water were recovered. As a special case, the recycled urine water will be used to create a Belgian craft beer. Why isn't this going to Budweiser, King of Piss Water?
No, Miller.
More piss water, yay. Chorus, the silver piss water. We call it from sewer to brewer, says researcher Sebastian Deris. Oh, God.
I call it disgusting.
But this is the most metal article we have read today.
Is this more or less weird than vagina juice and beer that we read like a couple months ago?
This is same level.
Yeah. Would you drink vagina juice beer?
Back in March, Half Moon Bay Brewing Company also created a craft beer using wash water from sinks, showers, and washing machines of California residents.
That's great. I want my shower runoff in beer.
You know, water people have come in and shit in and pissed in, making beer. Yeah. Oh yeah, menstruated in. Hey, it's gonna have the yeast. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, it makes its own yeast.
Featured at a competition, people who tried the wastewater beer during a blind test said the brew tasted great.
It has a strange hint of urine.
Scientists are hopeful that larger versions of the machine will be used in high-traffic areas such as sports venues and airports, in addition to developing communities where clean drinking water is hard to come by.
Drink my piss in beer. Well, you know, in England, beer is piss is a slang term for beer. So how would you know what you're drinking?
Oh, God.
Right, Chaz?
Piss isn't a slang term for beer.
It's a slang term for some sort of alcohol.
No, I mean, if you're pissed, it means you're drunk, yeah? If you say you're going out on the piss, it's kind of turning...
I'm sorry, Australia.
Australia, maybe.
A pint of piss.
Oh, that's all I got for today. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. A pint of piss. Yeah, it's a code name for. It's a slang term for beer. Yeah, that's all you've got. And with that informative story about piss being piss, this has been the Swine Brothers Show, episode 98 for July 29th, 2016. Too many numbers, dude. If you'd like to get in contact with the show, questions, comments, death threats, you can email us at ellinthemood@gmail.com. Facebook is Swine Brothers. Twitter is SwineBros666.
666.
Other links are on the YouTube page. They might say PTR, but that's because we can't change them. Or at least I don't know how.
You mean the doobly-doo?
There are links to all the other. And leave a comment if you enjoyed the show. Don't just like and subscribe. Leave a comment. For Chaz, the interrupting one. For Jim, my loyal, not really, co-host guy. My name is Elliot Lindemood. We'll see you Monday and then Friday for episode 100.
Ah, shit in my Cocoa Puffs. Yeehaw!